Jeff. This is the final video in the section about making 3D geometry in the native After Effects environment. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at how to import graphics from After Effects and turn them into 3D objects. So, import it from Illustrator. So here I have an Illustrator file. Like we've done before, each element is isolated into its own layer so that I can animate them separately. And I have imported that into After Effects. Now, we know that we can treat Illustrator layers as individual objects, but in order to make them function as 3D objects, we need to first convert them into their own shape layers. So I'm going to do this on all of these layers right here. I'm just going to shift select all of them and right click / two-finger click on the keyboard and go down to create and do create shapes from vector layer, and that's going to turn each one of these vector layers into a shape that you can add stroke and etc. to. So what I'm going to do is I have all these now new shape layers. I'm going to just drag them up to the top so that you have the shape layers up here and the Illustrator layers down there. And with each one, I'm just going to go ahead and go to my first make them 3D, then go to my materials, which is AA, and that's going to bring up the materials and geometry options, and I'm going to just give them all an extruded depth of about 50-ish. If I then go to my 2-point view, I can arrange them in space. I'll make sure that the white is moved back. I'll make sure that the green moves forward a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is so I want these to come in kind of at an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new null object so I can kind of treat all of these as a group. I'm not going to add this bottom one, which is the white area, but I'm going to take these 3 objects and I'm going to parent them to the null object by using the little pick whip. And so instantly these are all grouped. I can take that null object, put it onto a 3D layer, and then with it I can orient it, let's say something like that, and then with each individual layer, this being the green, I can move them back and animate each one individually. And I'm not going to do all of that here because that's not really the best use of our time, but there we have our position, and then I can take, see the green one, and it's back there, so I'll take the green one and move it forward. The yellow one forward. That's the letters. And the yellow one forward. And then I can space out their timing accordingly to get the kind of effect that I am interested in. So I already have something like this already worked out. Oh, I'll do one more thing. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. I'll turn off my spotlight so you can see. And so that's the good quick sketch of that. Now I want you to know I added 2 lights because I think this kind of helps explain the look. There is a parallel light which adds, I'll turn off the ambient light. There's a parallel light which adds the kind of singular direction of the lights. But then that is way too kind of moody for this particular look, graphic look. So I added ambient light as a kind of a fill, and that kind of fills in everything so it feels a lot more poppy and bright. So that is a quick tutorial on how to import shapes from Illustrator and turn them into 3D geometry that you can animate.